a man wakes up strapped to a conveyor belt. Before he can even figure out what's going on, workers strip off his last shred of dignity. Then they spray him with whipped cream. Seeing the woman's wicked grin, Danny's heart immediately sinks. He turns around and is horrified to see a centenarian slowly approaching with a pedicure knife. He's sure his number is up, but the old man just gives him a grooming. Realizing they don't seem hostile, Danny flashes a smile, begging the ladies to let him go. But when he's met with more smirks, a bewildered Danny starts to panic. Just then, he hears his companion scream. He tries to offer a few words of comfort, but then witnesses something terrifying. Convinced it's the end, he opens his eyes to find they've passed security. They're taken to an exhibit hall as living mannequins. Once everything is set, incoming customers are free to make their choices. Danny puffs out his chest, striking a pose. And sure enough, it works. He successfully catches Anna's eye. Soon, he and his companion are both purchased. So, what's the story behind all this? It all started a week ago. Danny and his crew were exploring space when they were ambushed by space pirates. Before they could react, the aliens abducted Anna to be their leader's bride. The men were packaged and sent to another planet. After looking around, Danny realizes there are many captured humans here. They're strapped to conveyor belts, processed, and then sent to the trading center as products. Luckily, they end up being bought by Anna. They're then led to a wedding venue. This is where the alien leader plans to marry Anna. Danny quickly disguises himself as a waiter. Meeting up with Anna, they plot their escape route. By the time David catches on, they've already blasted off in a ship, but David, as expected, was prepared. He dispatched his elite guards to eliminate them. Though they fight with everything they've got, they're clearly outmatched. As David seizes control of their ship, Danny ambushes them from a stone pillar. He successfully takes out David's elite squad, and just like that, they finally break free. Following their navigational system, they eventually find their way back home to Earth. A slave unexpectedly digs up a diamond. He quickly shoves it in his mouth, hoping no one will notice. But then the overseer walks over. This is what happens to those who steal. Jack watches the whole thing go down. Just then, he feels something beneath him. He digs through the dirt instinctively, and his fingers suddenly go cold. Brushing away the soil, a massive pink diamond gleams up at him. His mind starts racing immediately. He's already spending the fortune in his head. But this dazzling, priceless gem, how to hide it, how to get it out. These problems hit him like a ton of bricks. Just as he's panicking over it, a water pipe suddenly bursts nearby. It distracts everyone's attention. In the chaos, he jams the diamond between his toes. Making up an excuse, he rushes off, making sure he's completely alone. He digs it out with trembling hands. Blood and dirt mix with its brilliant gleam. It burns in his palm like a hot coal. Just as he's about to bury it, the overseer has followed him. Before Jack can even react, dense gunfire breaks the standoff. The overseer's knocked out by a grenade. Faced with such utter chaos, Jack's first instinct isn't to run. He buries his precious diamond instead. The moment it's hidden, government troops storm in. He's grabbed and cuffed before he can move. They haul him off toward the prison. Then, something unexpected happens. That damn overseer actually survived. He spots Jack immediately. Jack lies his way through, barely escaping trouble. But his nervous act catches Danny's attention. After release, Danny tracks him down. He'll do anything to get that diamond. Jack hesitates, then rebels attack. Fresh out of prison, he's captured again. To Jack's complete surprise, an old friend is among the rebels. The overseer grabs Jack's son as leverage. He demands the diamond's hiding place. Then a chopper appears in the distance. Government forces launch a fierce assault. The rebels crumble in no time. In such a lawless, chaotic land, a priceless pink diamond isn't really a blessing. It mostly brings trouble and fear. A boy spots soldiers moving stolen gold. He quickly swipes a bar and hides under a truck. As a soldier passes by carrying supplies, the boy sees his chance to escape with the gold. But the moment he peeks out, their leader catches him. Startled, the boy drops the bar. It lands right on the officer's foot. Enraged by the pain, the officer immediately orders his men to chase him. Desperate to survive, the boy runs for his life. But the heavy gold slows him down. With no other choice, he digs a hole by a grave, and quickly buries the gold inside. He carefully covers it with weeds as camouflage. Then, he dashes into the woods. He plans to use the terrain to lose the soldiers, but just as he's about to escape, a firm hand grabs him by the shoulder. Luckily, it's a friendly local soldier. He brings the boy to their hideout. They've already planted bombs under the dam. With the push of a button, all the soldiers below will be gone. The commander calls the boy over and orders him to push the button. Eager for revenge, the boy doesn't hesitate. The bomb blasts a massive hole in the dam, releasing millions of tons of raging water. The soldiers below hear the thunderous roar, but before they can even attempt to run, the flood hits them at full force. Both men and gold are swept underwater. Half a century later, in the present day, the Navy SEALs, known as the world's best, are trapped on a bridge by enemies. With no retreat, they ram through the railings and floor it, plunging into the water. As the tank sinks to the bottom, water gushes in through the gaps. Good thing they have rebreathers ready. The water keeps rising around them, quickly submerging them completely. Up on the bridge, David orders his men to fire into the water. The barrage pins the team down. Trapped, they have no choice but to stay put. But the rebreathers only last 2.5 minutes. Just as they're about to run out of air, the gunfire suddenly stops. Seeing their chance, they surface, but David sends speedboats after them. Little does he know, they've already escaped. As they flee through the water, one of them spots ancient ruins below. Swimming Zooming closer, they see it's a World War II site. To avoid being detected by the enemy, Danny and his team fight back immediately. They take out the surprised enemies, then, they speed to the enemy's hideout, and capture their leader on the spot. But their superiors chew them out for it. They broke the operational protocol. As punishment, they're suspended for 3 days. Unknown to their superiors, that's exactly what they wanted. Now they have time to hunt for treasure underwater. A girl pounds on the door, screaming for help, but the moment he opens it, she bursts inside frantically. Seeing how panicked she is, the guard starts to ask what's wrong. But before he can, sheer terror makes her pass out. Danny quickly carries her to the security office. But as they're about to call the police, they realize all the communication devices are dead. While they're totally confused, they spot a figure approaching on the monitor. The man claims to be the girl's father, says they just had a small argument, and he's here to take his daughter home. Hearing this, the others breathe a sigh of relief. But Danny studies his expression and senses something is off. By now, another guard has brought the girl out. A colleague walks over and unlocks the door. As the guard gently wakes the girl, the moment she sees the man's face, she screams in terror not to open the door. Seeing her intense reaction, Danny rushes over and locks the door again. But David outside remains eerily calm. He raises his hands, as if to show he means no harm. Then, he signals his men to bring over a suitcase. It's packed to the brim with cash. He tells them that if they just hand over the girl, all this money is theirs. The young guard's eyes light up instantly. Without hesitation, he moves to open the door. Danny tries to stop him, but he won't listen. With no other choice, Danny knocks him out. Then, he warns David not to even think about it. He says they're taking the girl to the police. Hearing this, David loses his cool. Since kindness won't work, he'll play rough. He heads back to his base and gathers all his men. They're going to storm the office. Meanwhile, a Camarana reveals the truth. The man, David, is a local mob boss. She has evidence of his syndicate's crimes. She was going to the police tomorrow, but one of David's informants found out. She's been running ever since and ended up here. If they catch her, she's as good as dead. Danny realizes how serious this is. David isn't going to give up, so Danny gathers his colleagues. They decide to set traps and protect the girl. They're ready to fight these gangsters, and just as he predicted, David soon arrives with his crew. They try to pick the lock, but the door is rigged with electricity. After they cut the power, the gang storms inside. They start searching the building for the girl. They've walked right into Danny's trap. His teammates launch a surprise attack. In no time at all of David's men are taken out. Thinking all the enemies are gone, Jack volunteers to run out and call the police. He doesn't know a sniper is still waiting outside. Before he can even open the door, a single shot kills him instantly. Seeing his friend murdered in cold blood, Danny is now completely furious. As a former soldier, he's ready to fight David to the death. A girl just wanted a simple vacation at sea with her family, but when she wakes up, she's horrified. The endless ocean has mysteriously vanished overnight. Their phones have no signal whatsoever. Even the compass is completely broken. At first, they don't realize how serious this really is. Then they manage to contact a deep-sea explorer by radio. He tells them the shocking truth. The reason the ocean is gone, because the Earth's magnetic poles have flipped. This changed the direction of the tides. According to his careful calculations, the water will return in exactly 7 days, and Jack's family is at the deepest part of the ocean floor. If they don't reach higher ground in time, they will die when the water comes back. But the nearest land is over 500 kilometers away from them. Without a vehicle, they can't make it in 7 days. The family discusses their limited options. They decide to walk 200 kilometers to reach the explorer's submarine for safety. They set off immediately without wasting time, but along the way, a stranger murders the husband. After a brief moment of grief, the woman continues toward the submarine with her 2 kids. As they make their way through a canyon, a deafening roar suddenly comes from up above. Massive boulders start falling all around them. The woman pushes her children to safety without thinking. She truly believes she's about to die. Luckily, the falling rocks just barely miss her, but the loud noise wakes up giant crabs living in the canyon. These crabs are extremely aggressive. They charge straight at the woman. Just in time, her daughter pulls her to safety. They finally manage to reach the submarine, but even inside the sub, the crabs refuse to go away. They keep on attacking the hull non-stop. The family stays on constant high alert. They hide inside the submarine for 2.5 long years. Then they finally see the ocean water returning. They quickly sit down and buckle themselves in tight. The rushing water swallows the submarine completely. They can only hold on tight as the tsunami carries them away. When everything finally becomes calm again, they cautiously emerge from the sub. The sight before them shocks them to the core. The once bustling and lively city is now nothing but broken ruins. Though they managed to survive the disaster, an even harsher fight for survival awaits them now.